Hi humans, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anita. All animals, birds, insects, everything in the sea knows how to communicate. That is how we survive. We as sapiens, according to Noah Harari in his book Sapiens, he says why us sapiens evolved very fast is because as much as like animals and birds want to communicate about where to find food or if there's danger, for us as sapiens, it's because we had this eagerness to communicate about information, about what is going on in the other camp. He basically says that our language evolved very fast because of our need to gossip. Can you believe that? Now let's fast forward it to today. We have all evolved. We know how to communicate about food and blah blah blah, but we have totally failed to know when to shut up. Today I'm going to be sharing with you ways of when you are supposed to keep your mouth shut. Let's start with the basics that our parents taught us. Do not open your mouth while you eat. That is something they even tell toddlers. Don't open your mouth while you eat. When you're laughing, do not open your mouth so wide. I believe when we laugh, we are trying to communicate that. Probably someone has said something hilarious or you are happy. But while you are communicating this, must we see your throat? No, especially if you're a lady, it's quite unladylike to laugh and we have to see your throat. Another time when we are not supposed to open our mouth is when we are angry. Because when we are angry, we might judge or be critical, and this is not good. When you're angry, you are bound to say things that you will regret later. So when you're angry, try to keep quiet. Personally, when I'm angry, very angry, like I'm trying to speak, there's a way my voice shakes. I'm angry, I'm trying to communicate, my voice is shaking, I'm feeling embarrassed, and I'm like, why can't my voice be, tough when I'm angry, when I'm trying to communicate? But there's no point in opening your mouth when you're angry. Another time when you're not supposed to open your mouth is when you think you're going to tell a lie. I know lying is something that comes easy to most people. It's like part of who we are. But one thing I've noticed about lies, you always have to tell another lie to cover up this other lie. And I've noticed sometimes when I lie, I forget that I communicated this, and then another time I'm communicating this and someone is trying to correct me, but you told me this. So I'm like, I think lying is not for me. Another time we are not supposed to open our mouth is when we are feeling critical, like I said, or sometimes when you want to flatter people. Do not flatter people. Your mouth is not used. It's not supposed to be used to flatter. I believe every human has something good about them and you don't really need to flatter them. Look for something good about someone, genuinely compliment people and do not flatter them. It's enough to communicate once or twice, but you do not have to communicate about the same issue over and over and over again. In the book by Gary Chapman, The 5 Languages of Love, there's a short story about this lady who continuously, every day, all the time, told her husband to paint a certain room, and the guy didn't do it. And this lady came complaining to the author and saying, I have told my husband several times to paint this room and he has refused, according to her. She believed that she had communicated, but the man was not receiving the info. Gary told her to go back home and never to speak about the issue again, but to compliment her husband about the good things that he was already doing, like taking out the trash or helping in buying groceries once in a while. When she stopped talking about it, the guy actually painted the room. So when you communicate to people, they do hear. You don't need to go on and on about it. You don't have to be a nag. When you communicate, people do hear, but you don't have to overdo it. Last but not least, if your words are going to destroy a friendship or someone's reputation, what you get by speaking about such issues? Well, of course, I don't know if you have a neighbor and they're probably abusing a child. Well, that is communication. You're supposed to communicate to the police. Huh? But let us not open our mouths and destroy people's lives. Huh? If you knew the power of your tongue, you wouldn't speak without caution. Let's not destroy people's lives with our speech and with our communication. Another time when we are not supposed to open our mouth is when we are yelling. You really don't have to yell to communicate. You can basically improve your argument or communicate without yelling. I know maybe sometimes you're in traffic and this guy just cuts in front of you, or a border. It's a means of transport in my country for motorbikes. We call them border. I mean, I have heard people say and yell all sorts of things when these people, most of them practically don't even follow the traffic rules. But is it necessary to yell? Especially if you have children in the car? It's not necessary to yell. You can communicate without yelling, or you can simply shut up. We should learn to mind our own business. In Thessalonians, that's a book in the Bible, it says we should make it a point to lead a quiet life and mind our business. If something is not your business, you have no point communicating about it and speaking about it. Mind your own business. When you mind your own business and the things in your life, sometimes it gets you out of trouble. But if you want to speak about every situation, you want to communicate about what's going on in this family, who is doing that, who is doing this, it clearly shows probably you have not evolved. Now, I would like you to go in the comment section below and communicate to me ways we are not supposed to open our mouth, or when we are not supposed to open our mouth. Thank you for watching. Please take care of yourself and yours. Until next time, goodbye.